This video is going to show you how to turn in all your Inventor drawings. Okay, so the first thing you do is you model the parts. Then we turn those parts into a drawing. So you're going to open up your Inventor title block that I've provided for you. And when you open this up, we're going to go to the base button. Okay, we're going to insert the parts into the drawing. So when you click base, a dialog box is going to pop up. Now, if you already have a drawing open that you were working on, a lot of times it will default into the file section and already be attached to your mouse. But most of the time, you model your parts and then you put them in title blocks and send them at one time, especially the first practice parts that I've given you. So you're in your title block, you hit the base button, and you're going to click this open existing file, and you're going to go out and you're going to find your parts that you saved in your OneDrive. So you're going to go out to your folder and you're going to go to your parts. So here's my part 9. So when I find my part and I click on it and I tell it to open, it's now attached to my cursor. Okay, so at this point you have to look at the part. Is this the front view? You have a navigation wheel, so if you modeled it in a different direction, you can change the view. But this is the front that I actually want to use. Now, when these parts come in, they default to half scale. All of the parts on our practice sheet are full scale except part number 18. Part number 18, let it come in half scale and stay there. Okay, you do not have to change the scale to part 18. All of the other parts are going to be 1:1 scale. Now, we have drawn these in AutoCAD, so you know that the front view goes down in this corner, right? So remember, top, front, right side. So what you can do, don't, cram it over in the corner. Don't get it out of the title block. Just give it some room where you think the front would be. Now, I have not clicked OK or done anything else. I have just clicked and held this part and moved it over to the corner. Now, when I move my mouse up, see the little dotted lines where the top view is going to go? See how I'm pulling that off of the part? Click. Now, I'm going to pull the right side. Click. And then I'm going to give it a pictorial view up in the corner. So see how I'm just pulling diagonally? Click. Now, I know that that is too big. That's okay. I'm going to fix that in just a second. So at this point, I can now click OK in my dialog box. It placed my views. Now, I can double click. See how when I hover over, I get those little red dotted boxes? I want to have the one for the isometric pictorial. Remember, this is the 3D looking view. I want to double click, and now I get the dialog box back. I want to change its scale to half scale. Now, you can shade this in if you want to. If you want to shade in your isometric, that is fine. So the last button in my little 3 options here, I have hidden line removed, and shaded. I want to click just shaded and tell that OK. So now you have a nice little shaded pictorial view. Now, once you place these are all connected together. So if you happen to just kind of move it too far to the side or too high up, away from the title block, that's fine, because once you place these views, if I hover over this front view and I click and hold, see how I can move things around? Notice that the top and the right stay in line with it. Remember, they are connected together. So I can just kind of move things around just a hair. Now, if I want to move the top, it's only going to move with the same direction as the front. It can't go from side to side. It only can move back and forth because it has to stay lined up with that front view. Same thing with the right side. It can only move in one direction because it can't move out of line of that front view. The isometrics on its own, it can move anywhere, but we just want to put it up in the upper corner out of the way. So now we have our part. So we can now put dimensions on this part. So the first thing that we need to do is File, Save As, and we're going to save this as Part 9. You save it the same name as the part. So remember when I told you before that you're going to have 2 drawings with the same name, but they're going to have different file extensions, because this one is going to be Part 9 IDW. So when you click Save, this is now Part 9 IDW. You can edit the title block. See where it says ATC letter size? Click the plus and double click on field text. Now, if you can't edit this, if you're in dimensions or another command, you have to hit escape and then double click on field text, and it will let you place your text. Now, so I really don't have to change anything on this because I left it Part 9, Part 9. On my next part, I would change it to Part 10, Part 10. So that's how you would edit the title block before you give it to me. Now, let's say that you've clicked too many times or you forgot to place a view. So I'm going to delete this top view. So I don't have to delete everything and start over. And all I did was highlight it and click the delete key. If I have one view, instead of just erasing everything and going back to base, I can click the projected button. So if I click projected and then click my front view, look at that. It's trying to project right off of that view again. So I can just click and then right mouse click, create. And there it created. So this view, we're going to place some dimensions and we're going to place some center lines. So we're going to go to the Annotate tab, and you just have one dimension button like you've had before. So when you click dimension, this, you don't have to pick endpoints. You can just pick the line itself. So if I just want to put in the depth, I can just click that line, pull it up and click. If I want to pick the radius, see how it changes the little symbol? Now, if you get the green dot, don't click on the green dot. It doesn't want to place your dimension. So click over to the edge. Look at that. Now, I can't get the height by grabbing this line and pulling that out, but I can pick the bottom and then the top, and that's going to give me a dimension. And see how it's trying to give me sections of that line. If I pick this side and then this side, I can pull up for the total width. I can pick and place the radius, see? So I've given you the height, the width, the depth, and both of those radii. So that's really all you need, but this has a curve in it. So I need to put center lines in this drawing. How you place center lines, we're going to use this button. See, we're on the Annotate tab. We're going to use Center Mark. And if it has a hole in it and we're showing the side view, we're going to use Center Bisectors. But on this drawing, all we need is Center Mark. So if I click Center Mark and then I click that curve, it places my center lines for me. If I want to click this curve back here, it places the center lines. So this is finished. When you click Save, go to the assignment and you're going to submit part9.idw. I don't need the part file, I just need the drawing file. Okay, so this is how you would turn in all of your drawings to me.